So we've got this matchup coming up real soon. Reno is locked in for game number 1, and megD is on the Asuri that they just finished 3-0ing Stingray with. Here we go.
Love to see some Reno get played. We saw it a little bit earlier, like you said, but we're going to see some more now as he's going up against megD for game number 1. Not on the Ember. It's going to be the Asuri continued.
Oh, right, and this is the most terrifying thing, right? We've got another dexterous blasters legend, but this time with the weapon that Cody is a little bit more familiar with. And oh man, using the recovery to stop the ground pound coming up from megD. And now with the blasters, we just see how quickly Cody's able to act off of every move, especially on hits. But megD's got the damage lead until that down six been coming out from Cody a lot. He's been holding it for the full duration, but he hasn't been able to connect it with it too much. Like to be able to see how that develops over time. But man, Cody doesn't get the downlight, and megD could potentially take the first stock off of this punish.
Both of them in the red. Cody Travis with the weapon toss doesn't get the pickup though, and so megD with the weapon advantage. This is what we saw in the last set of megD. Build up all this damage with guitars, go over to the sword for the knockout. Cody Travis going to try to space around that D-Light recovery potential. megD's like, all right, fine, I'll just throw out a side air. Won't be a knockout tool, but it'll still put out some damage.
Clever down air from Cody. megD ends up staying in place, and the sidelight side air might be enough. Not enough just yet to take the stock. We haven't seen too many signature usages coming up from the orb, and there's that side stick. Very similar in properties to the side stick out on blasters, just without as much reach if you use it off stage. You could use that neutral stick to go for that spike if it hits, and that it does.
And Cody Travis going to get the first stock of game number 1, but he is in the red. megD. No weapon spawn. There it is on the right side. Still going to be a sword. He had it primed. Spaced it out, but didn't get the downlight.
Ooh, side air bounces Cody off the stage. Let's see what Cody's able to do. Not much, as he falls right in the recovery from megD, and they even it up 2-2.
Yep, he's going to swap over to the guitars. Again, just staying with that storyline. Just the clean play. Build up all this damage with the guitars. Go over to the sword for the finisher.
Yeah, a lot of recovery knockouts coming from megD. And if they're not recovery knockouts, it's D-Light Cider for sure. I think we saw a down sig knockout in the previous set, and that was it. megD definitely playing super solid in terms of how he believes Asuri should be played competitively. He's not ready to switch over that sword just yet. He wants to get a little bit more damage on the Cody before he goes for the finishing blow. We can see that here as Cody dash jumps in with the down air. No nairs are punishing, and Cody's doing a good job respecting the space that megD is threatening. Until then, a few more hits, and I would be expecting megD to switch over to that sword in just a minute.
Yeah, wants to get Cody into the red. Risky nair there. Considering he missed, I'm surprised Cody wasn't going for that classic dare edge guard. Now you're seeing it. Weapon toss guarantees the knockout. And Cody Travis looking relatively healthy here.
Yeah, great usage, or great punishing on megD there, recognizing that, yes, we are on Demon Island. One weapon throw can be enough to take an entire stock, and megD goes down to their last stock of game number 1. And Cody primarily playing on the orb against megD. megD now onto the sword, trying to finish off the stock. Cody Travis not playing with the blasters as heavily as we saw at the beginning of the game, and really try to keep megD out of his space and getting one hit here or there. Downlight into neutral air. Nice job from Cody. Let's see if he can tack on a little more before these recoveries inevitably take the second stock.
Side sig will connect onto megD. Cody Travis getting this damage built up. D-Light into the gravity cancel neutral heavy from megD will guarantee the stock. And now we are down to the final stocks in game number 1. All the momentum for the set goes off of this first stock.
Oh, nice usage of the neutral signature. For those that aren't too familiar with Reno neutral signature, you might react too quickly to the first and second blast, but it reaches out for a while, and megD ends up getting hit by the very tail end of it, but returning in Kai with a lot of damage. Cody Travis is now on the verge of being completely dead even with megD. He's got to be careful. Watch out for that Asuri neutral sig. That could be the end of this stock, and the recovery hits, and it disarms him. Oh, it's close.
Gets onto the stage. megD backing away. Still wants to retain this sword. Will just deny the weapon from Cody Travis. And again, Cody trying to find the positioning here. Wants to avoid that D-Light, but also has to avoid those Sayers from megD. Has the orb in hand.
Oh, is it down sig time? I thought he was going to gravity cancel to that down sig if he uses that with the orb in the air. Nice. Oh, Silent Cider is all he needs. Catches megD on the jump and takes game number 1 with a damage deficit. What an incredibly close game.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that definitely boosted megD up because now this power ranking being at 14 means that this run this deep into a bracket with so many heavy hitters is already incredibly impressive for megD. It will certainly help his power ranking and seeds in future events because he did so well in the previous tournament. And he's showing it just wasn't a one and done.
This doesn't affect seed.
Oh, well. Doesn't affect seeding, but it definitely
Emotional
does.
seed, though, for sure.
Yeah,
People
well,
now have
I mean,
to be
it looks
worried
very good to be able to
megD.
say that you got top 5 at the Parsec Invitational. That's
for sure. Not to mention that chunk of change, but Cody Travis wanting a bigger chunk of it as he's got the blasters in hand going up against megD's Guitars again, looking like a repeat of the first game, but Cody Travis is taking a significant lead here.
Yeah, Cody playing more on the blasters here than he did in the previous matchups, and he just got him knocked right out of his hands, meaning the orb is going to be the thing that comes up next. He got a great lead, and it was taken right away thanks to the guitar play from megD, and now over to the sword. Can Cody get the down air edge guard? He does not, but he's throwing out those orb dares regardless, and that recovery is not enough just yet, but a D-Light recovery could certainly do it. Who's going to get it? Is it going to be Cody's Silent Cider on orb, or is it going to be the D-Light recovery from megD?
What a risky option with the gravity cancel down sick, burning the dodge to try to put out a hitbox, and megD from below will get the recovery. Likely will stick with the guitars, yep, and even primed a second set in case he loses this stock because he is in the red.
Yeah, it's actually an interesting case of weapon priming that we haven't seen in a long while since the heydays of Kostlix, right, where he would constantly be priming lances depending on whether he's going to lose that stock. But he's in a position now where he's just going to try to get as much damage with guitars as possible. He goes down, and he now knows that the next time that he picks up a weapon, it's going to be the weapon of choice. And Cody evens up the stock 2-2, but there they are. As you said, the guitar is ready to go in, and the Nair starts off the damage.
Just that raw side sig from Cody Travis, saying, you can't outspace me. I've got wings.
Yeah, Reno's got quite a bit of distance on both side sigs on his weapons.
Look at the Nair after that downlight.
Yeah, he's been going
some
for that
good
a lot.
damage build up.
Sidelight downlights, trying to get that cider, catching megD drifting towards him, and megD's giving him the right amount of space and not get hit by those moves. Cody puts up the down air, swat away with the side air, weapon picked up, it's the sword, D-Light cider. Cody might not have the jumps to make it back, and that's going to be the stock. megD one stock away from taking game number 2.
Cody Travis, he's not finding the extension on his orbs that I think he's wanting to, right? Like, he's getting a good, like, 2-3 hits here and there. He knows his classics, his D-Light side airs and whatnot, but he's not getting that, like, dodge down read after he gets the side light down light from the opponent or anything extra. Neutral sig almost connects onto megD. Cody Travis with the chainsaw blasters and the weapon toss connects.
That was the most jank finish to a stock I've seen in a long time. He holds it down the entire time. megD barely gets hit by it, bounces off the stage, and then Cody, I'm pretty sure nonchalantly throws the weapon away, and it just happens to hit megD, and now we're in a dead even game.
That was him throwing those blasters in the trash and megD finding them on his head. Neutral sig just outspaced, but it does a good job of forcing megD higher for those neutral airs from Cody Travis.
That was the most tilting read I've seen in a while. Cody did the sidelight into sidelight, where he just waited long enough for megD to fall down into a second blast. Already put so much damage into these blasters, charged a few neutral sigs, but now megD's returning in kind, and a few more guitar hits could block these, or send these blasters out of Cody's hands, and that's it. That's the hit that just does it. I thought the weapons was gone, but no, Cody Travis is sent flying off the top of the stage, and megD takes game number 2. And honestly, there's the only thing worse than getting hit by sidelight twice in a row is getting hit by sidelight 3 times in a row, honestly. Like, you just keep falling.
Neutral light is the disrespect. You get hit by neutral lights over and over, you're like, ugh.
I suppose. It's just not as a quick succession as sidelights are, but either way, right. Cody was applying the reads to megD just as hard as megD did to Cody, but megD was the one that took the game. And now we see Cody coming back with a vengeance. Multiple nairs coming through. Cody's been doing a great job of explosively attacking megD with these blasters, getting a ton of damage, and then all the pressure halts. megD takes over and takes the stock first.
But classic Cody blasters gets the downlight dash jump recovery. Able to get the first stock off of megD. This is a nice lead for Cody Travis. He's going to need to maintain this because we've seen what megD can do when the guitars are in his hands.
Oh man, little moment to breathe there. Cody, however, takes over right away. 4 hits in a row, dodges straight to the neutral sig. megD starting to learn how to deal with that neutral sig really well. And then inch forward. He inched forward like 3 or 4 keyboard presses. And then neutralized. Really well played by megD with that microspacing. And now Cody Travis, unarmed, could potentially go down here, but he's already gotten so much extra credit that it's already looking much better than games 1 and 2.
Dude, megD's guitars are actually so insane. He is getting so many reads onto Cody Travis. Good dodge through from Cody Travis. Not going to get checkmated by megD. Didn't have the bishop in place, but a nice recovery. Still puts the threat out. D-Light recovery from Cody Travis. Both of them could get the stock, but Cody Travis has the advantage. Ooh!
That was close. That side sig was on the very edge of the blast connecting, and megD with the perfect punish. And this is something that we saw megD doing to a lot to Stingray before, where he was very familiar with the signature kits of the legends that he was fighting. So he's able to deal with it quite well by standing right on the edge and then getting a stock off of it. But I suppose out of all the characters in the game, you literally are the least familiar with Reno. If you gave everybody the same amount of time, Reno's the newest one and thus the most difficult to play around the signatures of, no matter how much you studied it. But megD's doing a good job regardless and is starting to come back in game number 3.
That was the weirdest option from Cody Travis. Again, brain is an enigma. Went for the down sig the wrong direction, but all it was a jump for him to get a recovery.
I have a theory, and I bet he was trying to slide charge pivot it, not realizing that it just locked him.
Can't slide charge it. He's got wings. He flies.
I know, but I tried that a lot. I was like going for the slide charge pivot down sig, but no, you stay in place. You just choose the direction that you want to fly. And you unload on your opponents with all 4 blasters that Reno's privileged to have during his signatures. megD getting hit a bunch by Cody Travis. D-Light side air. Does he get the down sig afterwards? megD dodges straight up and punishes it. But honestly, I feel like Cody is just having a great time using the move. So as long as the move happens, he's fine. It's just
he's
such
just
a
having
fun,
a good time.
It's such a fun move for a blasters kit for sure. I might be wrong, but I think it's the first chainsaw property that blasters get. Anyways.
I think so, yeah. But megD gets on top of him with the guitars falling there. Little neutralite as well. Neutralites again. Just getting this damage. megD's even it up. megD, is he going to take it? He was down.
D-Light recovery, I think, is all he needs. And Cody Travis, he's gone. He's slide six of a neutral.
He just did it. There's a 1 damage difference. megD with the side sig takes game number 3, and Cody Travis is 1 game away from going home tied for 5th place with Santee.
1 game away and sticking to Reno. Not going to the Barasa. He believes he can do it. He's going back to Demon Island. He knows just as well as we do that that game was in his grasp the entire time until the very end. And when the pressure's on, megD hits, 17 Qatar attacks in a row and takes the game. It's incredible how clean, as you've put it, that megD is going into these games. And now he's 1 game away from fighting Boomy in top 4.
megD was deep red at the start of that last stock and just turned on the guitars. And here we go, Cody Travis versus megD, game number 4. And Cody Travis, like, if we rewind the tapes, Cody Travis had a huge lead at the start of game 3. Like, he had megD and was only in the orange when he got that first stock, and megD brought that back.
Yeah, megD has incredible precision when it comes to guitars, and then finishing off the sword. Oh, no. Demon Island, indeed. Cody Travis can't kick to the stage fast enough, and megD takes the lead. In game number 4, Cody potentially only has 2 stocks left this tournament.
Yeah, unfortunately for Reno, can only bring out the wings when he has weapons in hand. megD showing off some sword play as well, but a nice D-Light recovery will even up this stock count. Cody Travis in the yellow.
Okay, let's see what megD's able to do here on this second stock. Neutralite comes in for the punish, but Cody with a side air, down air, side air, tacks on a ton of damage. Another stair just keeping megD off the side of the stage. There's the Neutralite. Tries to go for the slide charge pivot. Neutral sig. It just doesn't slide him far enough, but he's continuing to get the blast in. Cody, so explosive with the blasters when he can finally get some connections. He gets so many in a row, but then it goes dormant, and megD takes over, and I'm afraid that's what's going to happen again. Cody, if he can find a way, he needs to end the stock here and now, and he does it. D-Light recovery puts megD into 1 stock.
I don't know how much Cody Travis needs, how much extra credit Cody Travis needs for megD not to take this one back.
I think he needs to take the stock. I think he needs to take the stock now, and that's the only way. I think if Cody loses this stock here, regardless of how much damage megD has, it's a 3-1. That's what I'm feeling. When megD's in that last stock mode, that's a megD stock.
megD just comes alive on that final stock. Cody Travis playing the spacing game, but a D-Light recovery. Almost enough. Another one, and Cody Travis could be getting taken out. Another recovery will connect. megD not even too damaged, and there's the Qatar spawn. This is going to be trouble for Cody Travis.
Indeed. Let's see what Cody picks up. Is it going to be the blasters or the orb? The blasters have really been his best weapon for dealing a ton of damage. Then he switches over the orb, but the orb is just not providing the killing power that the axe used to for him on Barasa or the lance on Lord Vrax. And we see Cody getting cut up by the guitars once again. megD playing all the way around everything Cody wants. Dash jumps in, fast falls, neutralites, but Cody gets the Sair wall started. The neutral stick, he dodges through all the blasts.
How did he iframe through all 4 blasts from Cody Travis? Cody taking the brunt of the damage. He disarms megD. This is nice.
He doesn't go to the down sig, but Cody uses it, like you said, like a jump to side air right afterwards. And he starts putting out the down lights and side lights, putting out so much damage. He avoids everything. He doesn't get the recovery of the nair. Hits Cody. 1 D-Light recovery away, and that's it.
He holds on for dear life. The 4 hands of Reno able to grip onto the stock, and there's 1 game left between the 2 of them. Another game 5. megD and Cody Travis
has been back and forth, 1 game after another, and now everything counts here as Cody picks up the blasters first. megD gets the unarmed hits through, picks up the sword, and almost certainly wants to go to the guitars as we are now in game 5.
You see megD playing back, likely waiting for the weapon spawn. Will play with the sword because he'd rather have a weapon than be unarmed, but disarms himself on the weapon toss. Cody Travis takes advantage of the opportunity to bring out the orb play. Didn't see a lot of orb play in the last 2 games.
Yeah, not too much of it, and likely for good reason. I feel like out of all the weapons I've seen Cody on, it's the one that he's, at least in this tournament, showing the least amount of experience with, but he's opening up with the orb here, and he's trying his best with it. The clash comes through, the down airs don't connect. Side air does, however. Chase dodges all the way through. Arm Cody if he's not careful.
Sidelights the wrong way. megD with a weapon toss to the back of Cody's head.
Doesn't get the reads.
Again, the weapon tosses as Cody Travis puts out the hit boxes, and it's a down sig. megD gonna take the lead in game number 5, and he's got the Qatars primed and ready.
Has them ready. Cody picks up the orb. I feel like this matchup's something that megD's looking for. 1 nair comes through, gets another one. No downlight started to get 3 nairs. Cody started to get hurt. He's looking for the side airs. Maybe gravity cancel sidelight side airs what he needs. The neutral light breaks the Qatars, but we know he's got another one primed, and Cody starts off that downlight sidelight wall, trying to interrupt the pace at which he sidelights into the downlight, and the weapon throw doesn't deny the Qatars coming through, and megD starts to run away with the lead.
The missed weapon denial there from Cody Travis is real bad for him. megD with the Qatars in hand is able to get so much extra credit here. Cody Travis misses the dare. megD just getting more and more. Another recovery. megD running away with game number 5 right now.
Yeah, Cody can't find the side airs, and the sidelights that connect into them aren't connecting either. That side air is just barely not enough to knock out from the left side of the stage, and now Cody's on down air patrol. megD, however, knows exactly how to recover against Cody Travis. Up and away. Side air hits, and Cody, without a jump, goes down to his final stock of the tournament. He has to win with this 1 stock, or he's out at 5th.
Okay, he gets the side air. The start of the reverse 3-0, or the reverse 3 stock. He's got the blasters in hand. These are his weapon of choice.
I know he's got it in him. I've seen the 0 to deaths on the blasters before. Against all odds, he could potentially do it if it requires him. But he's got to keep these blasters on him. megD has been so good at just putting on so much damage that the blasters are knocked out. And Cody, unlike megD, doesn't spend as much time priming his weapons as megD does. But that dash jump down sig worked out quite well for him. Down air and sidelighted air. 1 more nair could do it. D-Light recovery is now on the table. Falling side air. Cody's making the comeback look possible.
Nice.
The side sig catches megD dive kicking to the stage. It's anybody's game.
Switches to a fresh pair of blasters. Less damage built up. Won't get disarmed as easily. 2 nairs. connect onto megD. Cody Travis with the weapon denial. megD swimming through the sky right now. There's the weapon spawn, picks up the sword. Cody Travis back and forth, gets another dare.
Oh man, counters are hitting. Cody tries to go in for the grab. He gets a downlight, no dodge for a while, but megD doesn't want to commit. megD with the sword, dashes forward, dashes back, wait for the weapon spawn. I still think he's on guitar mode. The down air hits into the cider, and Cody's got him on the edge. The other cider hits, he's low on jumps. The cider doesn't catch him on the edge of the stage, and megD makes it back, and now he's edge guarding. Cody, no dodge, no jump.
Toss?
Did he touch? I think he only has a dodge left, and that's it. megD with the ground pound takes Cody Travis down and wins in the final stock of Game 5, knocking Cody Travis out at 5th and making an incredible upset.